Okay, so this is all gonna be in one take because I just finished streaming my world record attempt on Twitch, which is the run that you're seeing now, and I am about to leave for York in about a few hours, so I'm trying to do this intro very quickly. Anyway though, logistics. This is the world record for most consecutive 2-block jumps in Minecraft, previously held by Pumpkin, which was 5,237. You may note that in his world record video, he calculated the maths wrong, and it was quickly corrected by TNTeon, which was still a world record, nonetheless. If you haven't seen it already, go check his video out. As well as that, go shout out to Renard's channel as well, Lapfox. He was the creator or the artist for the Because Maybe album, which was the music that I was listening to the entire time. Shout out to him in the description and probably in the comments down below. Anyway though, I think that's all rambling. I think that's everything that I've noted down. And yeah, enjoy this commentary / podcast while I'm breaking a world record. Have a good one, guys. Not bad for a first run. My hand isn't too cold, which I guess is a good thing. But yeah. Yeah, as I was saying, if I didn't like the album, I probably wouldn't be doing Because Maybe so much. In the first place, and like yeah, this album, as I said, is a good vibe check as well, because like sorry, I'm like repeating filler words over and over again. However, Because Maybe it has a lot of like meme extracts in between, which really does interest or really just like brings the appeal to the album, both in the 90s and noughties. I think this album was made, as I said, this album was made 10 years ago, 9 to 10 years ago, around about, more or less. And yeah, I'm surprised, like, some of the, I think the most popular mix of this album still hasn't got 1 million. Just, I also find kind of surprising considering how iconic of a marathon Because Maybe is. Although it does pale into comparison with some of the other hour-long marathons like The Unforgiving, but it is still a iconic album because it got, I think, all 3 parts were left un-FC'd. Like, part 3 wasn't FC'd until 2019, I think, which was 7 years un-FC'd. The rest were either like 4 to 6 years, at least, un-FC'd. Like, it lasted that long without an FC. And then Idkey did his thing and just went in. Oh, did you meet me on now? I think not now. And like, even if I want to, I can't add you in the call at the moment because I'm in the midst of the run. I can like explain like self-commentary though. Things that you miss, exam motivation, and how to deal with disappointment, English, and like how you could just overcome English, I guess. The Because Maybe album. Just saying my thanks to like recent support, like last stream and last upload as well. Something that I found it very hard to believe though, when I checked back, it had like there was over a 50% like to view ratio, which I found kind of surprising. So I was like, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know. I'll take it, I guess. Yeah, I've been the fact that like I've rambled a lot throughout the last 3 streams when previously I haven't done much commentary at all. Mainly because yeah, the thing about it is that even with the 6-month hiatus that I took out of OSU, there's not much change within that 6 months other than things on stream. It was only until like the start of 2021 where things just got very out of control outside of stream. But finally able to balance things out, finally. That being said, I'm probably not gonna edit a video within the next week or 2 because the world record has to be left unedited. Because I haven't really seen many people leave a world record unedited. I think the last time I saw a record that was unedited, I can't remember it was someone who got 1900, which they tried to take away from TNTeon. I can't remember who took it again, but that was literally the only one that I saw with like full unedited footage. Which I guess, actually no, it kind of surprises me a little bit, I guess, because you could do commentary over it, as I said. Actually, no, thinking about it, most of them didn't have a webcam either, and a lot of it was sped up. But the records are still legitimate. But I think it's for their sake that the video was sped up, so it didn't take like a whole 20 minutes. The problem with this though is that when they did the world record, it was 2000, so it only lasted 20 minutes. But if I do the world record, it's gonna be 50 minutes if I do it unedited. So it's a lot of time to like fill. Definitely a lot of filler time to, time to just fill. Crap. That was really a very poor choice of words. But you get my point about how hard it is to fill time. Especially like when you consider like it's already difficult enough to like commentate about your life 2 hours on end every stream. It's kind of difficult. Especially when you post or stream daily or post daily. Maybe it's slightly easier if you post or stream weekly. But for the last few streams I've been streaming daily. What can you do? What can you do about it? That being said, I haven't really gone outside that much. It's either, like, throughout the last 6 months, it's either I've been streaming, working on, like, piano, working in general. Yeah, there's the 2 kinds of works, like, working on a hobby and then working on an actual job. And then just eating, showering, and sleeping fills the rest of the time. Learning new practical skills along the way. Like preparing for my next job as well. I feel very lucky to be able to just experience all these like work experience in different fields. Cause it's given me like a very big breadth. Even though it's been stressful, I can't like avoid that. But it's still been like a good experience just to have. So like later on I can use that in my repertoire when I have to handle a similar situation in another field of work. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, a lot of things you work as a team because you can't really do it by yourself. I get why like schools try make you do individual tasks because you're graded individually and not as a group, which is not helpful. Kind of not helpful for universities and colleges that are trying to pick the best like applicants or kind of like applicants. I was about to say candidates like a election, but yeah, applicants is the correct one. Yeah, a lot of time you're working as a team, and like work is very split apart. So like I guess the most interesting thing is just trying to like I'm trying my best not to try bombard everyone with like questions because I'm aware that like they need time to do their work too and to just prove as well. So yeah, I know like when you go into universities or schools or jobs, they say like, please ask us any question. I'm also kind of aware like sometimes it can be a bit much, and it can be a bit frustrating when you just like I can imagine like at some point it can be a bit frustrating when you come back with 50 questions. Yeah, just getting to know and how like things just intertwine is great. Notice I'm not like mentioning like any company or anything of that sort. Somewhere like that can be quite personal information too. So I'm trying not to like mention any sort of names. While like I'm trying not to put out any names while trying to not being so vague in my explanation because confidentiality, but which is understandable. But it's just being like just getting the general environment of things and how like separate like individual parts come together as one. I guess like for people who are like 15 to 16 wondering how like the world of work actually works, and 17 to 18 for those who are doing apprenticeships, this might be very useful information. I almost feel like being like a free agent almost. Which wouldn't have actually been possible if it wasn't for the A-level grades that I got earlier. Because of like the lockdown, it's a lot harder to interview. But that also means people who like have a higher grade will have an easier time to just go through smoothly. Of course, there's like virtual interviews as well, but grade also counts for a lot too. Because they're trying to go for like risk-free things. Yeah. I guess the hardest thing is just trying to adapt to each environment as it goes. Anyway, that's a lot of works. That's a lot of like job and work and adult things. So I'll move on to something a little bit more kind of like what I'm doing right now with Minecraft. As I said before, it's been a while since I've actually tried to go for a win streak, and even though I've got 7 months, if you count June, and you don't count like the few remaining days of May, mainly because I won't be playing for the rest of May. I still got quite a lot of time to try and improve. And 15 is quite high, but if you look at the whole spectrum of things, then it's not as high as you expect. OP, there's people who can get very high, like Intel. UHC maybe a little bit different, but yeah, I think my weaknesses is trying to rod, or mainly, like, main weakness is using the right click, because right now I'm using my side buttons as the right click, aka like placing blocks, just interacting with different weapons or utilities. So that's the thing to improve. Also distance as well. Like, I think with my W tapping, I feel like I got very lucky, because when I then reviewed the Intel's video about W tapping, like, it's not all about just spamming the W button just to reset knockback, but also just like keeping a 3-block distance. Like, the closer you are to the 3-block distance, the better. And I look back at a lot of my PvP, and I was nowhere. Like, some of the hits that I got are extremely close to the player. So in that perspective, I really wasn't that efficient in using W tapping. So even though in my video to me it felt like that it was doing something, in reality it was just doing nothing at all, and I just got very lucky with the opponents that I got. But that is a lesson noted. For sure. Once you make that mistake, once you can't make it, you are bound not to make it again, I hope. But you learn from them, so yeah. W tapping is probably the easier one of the two. That being said, like, as I said, I've been very questionable when it comes to like using anything outside of just vanilla Minecraft, because I don't. As I said, I want this PC to last at least a whole year without anything going wrong. And like with me, especially with like anti-cheat clients, last time I used an anti-cheat client was Cheat Breaker around about 2016 and 2017, and for those people who are in that era of PvP can basically remember what happened afterwards. So I've been very, very skeptical with anti-cheats, because, like, yes, they're good, but they also require a lot of trust from the developers, and you just never know. Cheat Breaker was one of those where, like, the developer used to be very trusted, but after like information that surface, everything just went south from there. So yeah, I've been very skeptical and very wary of not having a repeat of that. But that means I'll like not have the benefit of seeing like I think with Lunar Client you can see like the distance of how many blocks the last hit was, which is useful information to the scheme of things, because you can just plan to adjust your W tapping accordingly. I think it'll be less efficient for 1.16-ish. I also saw a video on someone jokingly preparing for MCC, and honestly, I might buck into that trend. I've seen one person do it. I think the name began with an A. She had only 500-ish. Actually, not even 500-ish. Maybe it was less than 100 subs. But that went pretty huge. That video went pretty huge, and it kind of like begged the question, like, could we like get to a point where, for people who are jokingly deciding to train for MCC, even though there's a very, very slim chance of it happening, actually start competing for MCC? Or you could have something like what is it called? Like you can have something similar to like MCC, or was it? You have like the main event, and then you have like challenges. So you have like a main league and then a league below. Kind of like the Premier League and the Championship League. Alright, 2K, and we're about to finish part 1 like in a few minutes. Actually, no, in a few seconds. This is the last section. Although I shouldn't jinx myself, because last time I did that, it was on part 2, and I said last chorus, and then I failed straight after. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. Part 1's done. I like how Renard actually transitioned from part 1 to part 2 and part 2 to part 3. It's very well done. Very good way to be able to change the BPM. Because as for people who haven't been on the stream, I'll just give a reminder. It's ordered by BPM. So BPM, part 1, the BPM is the slowest. 2 is a medium, and 3 is part 3 is the fastest. Though only 17 minutes, it is fast. It is the fastest of the lot. Part 2 being the longest, being 22 23 minutes, depending on what mix you do, because there's a 57-minute mix, and then you have the one that I have, which is an hour mix. And I think that's what like Blue Dragon did for his hour-long version, which is unranked, mainly because it's the total amount of score that you get on Score V1 is past the 32-bit integer limit, which is 2.1 billion-ish. So, yeah. I think it's a signed integer as well. It's a 32-bit signed integer. So it's not 4. That's why it's not 4 billion, which would be 2 to the power of 32. It's only 2 to the power of 31 minus 1, because you have to also include 0 to the scale. So, and like the reason why it can't be ranked is because it completely breaks the score system, where after like the 2.1 billion limit, it becomes a negative number, and it reduces in magnitude. It's not the same as like reducing in amount, because if you reduce a negative number, it will just become more negative. But if you reduce a magnitude, then it's only the number that changes, and not the actual sign. Actually, wait, that's a very bad example. Magnitude, if you like change the magnitude, then it only just changes the size. it doesn't actually decrease the number itself. So if you decrease by magnitude, it actually increases the number if you do it on a negative number. Some maths. I know that was a little bit long-winded and a little bit confusing, and I spoke a little bit fast for that part, but like, even if you don't understand it, just read something about magnitude and maths. You'll get in about a minute. You'll probably also get like the symbol of like 2 vertical lines that represents magnitude. So if you, for example, in maths you get -3, magnitude -3 is actually only 3, because you ignore signs whenever you're dealing with magnitude. You could use that for like so like one good use for magnitude is when you're trying to work out a distance in a 2D plane or even a 3D plane. Like, you ignore direction and you only go for the distance or the length. I know that's like a little bit of a maths class really, but hey ho. It's good to at least get your brain working a bit. Yeah. Imagine one of my teachers like watches this video. Just like, is this really what he spent his A-levels on? Wow. But no, I did discuss earlier this run about just work experiences and everything in between. So I've been keeping an active track here and there, just so I don't go stagnant. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know how I like managed to commentate for this long. 26 minutes here and what, 24 minutes on the first run, and then an additional 4 hours of commentating on the first stream and second stream. At least I think it was 4 hours. Like, I remember we went on for quite late. Robo was there during the call. Like, yeah, I know this is like a random shout out. I'll probably shout him out during the 4K one. If I'll probably release the 4K and 5K in a similar way. Like, I'll probably put them both on schedule because I can't just up. Actually, wait, no, maybe I could. No, I'll just put it on. I'm not sure. I'll probably schedule it on back-to-back days because I don't. In case I get world record and Pumpkin just suddenly comes back to try to take the record back, I like to beat it by at least a comfortable margin, so it doesn't get broken too easily. Because I know Pumpkin can do a lot more than that. Pumpkin can definitely do a lot longer than that, for sure. And I think TNTeon probably can do a lot longer. He just needs the time, which he currently doesn't have. That being said, I haven't talked to any of them, but I can reassure you guys they can do a lot longer. They've been doing the category for months. I've only been doing it for 3 days. They're very used to their technique, and I can only assume that their stamina is second to none. Because, like, I said that this would be one of the simpler ones to do, but my god, I think I got humbled. I think I definitely got humbled this time around. Like, this is definitely a little bit more painful than I first expected it to. Like, honestly, I felt like it would have actually been easier on the laptop because I don't have to deal with like the solid keys on my keyboard. Because on my membrane keyboard it's all flat, so I don't have to worry about like the corners of my keys just making an indent on my thumb and respectively. So yeah, this would have been one of those days where this would have been one of those times where if I found out about this category sooner, I could have attempted to get a world record on a laptop. But this definitely hurts. This definitely hurts a little bit. Like, I definitely got humbled here. But if we can get something out of it, at least it's slightly worth it. 10k is definitely the goal, but if I get a world record today, unless someone beats it, then I'll try go for 10k. Granted, if they haven't done 10k themselves already. But if I do get 10k today, I'm probably just gonna retire from the category. Because I do have to focus on other things. And this is not, like, this is probably one of the mini goals of the year. I still have to get 26 win streak on Minecraft UHC with a tablet, and I still have to get a 500 on OS and reach 4-digit, which currently as it stands I'm 1.2k PP away. By the way, just for context, PP and OSU stands for performance points, not the other kind. But in order to get like 1.2k PP out of like OS in the weighted system, like I have to get several 500s. Like 300s won't do. 300s won't do in that system. I will have to get 400s and 500s. Although I do plan maybe. The thing that I have like an ace up my sleeve is trying to do flashlight, because what I mentioned earlier before getting this set up was that if I come back to OSU, then what I do is that like during the winter when it's less busy, when it's definitely like a less busier period, then I'll be grinding multiple of scores. Smaller scores, but definitely in quantity. But then when it comes to like the busy period, so spring, summer-ish, when I start up again, I'll just do I'll try work on one big score. And one big score that I can do is with flashlight. I've been working on flashlight for quite a bit, and after watching Pi Guy 314159's documentary, it's got me very motivated to do a flashlight scores of my own, as well as FG Sky as well. Like man, if you could do that with a laptop and a pillow as a mouse pad, then I've got pretty much no excuse. Especially when I've now upgraded to a better setup. So I've definitely got no excuse. So if I'm bad, I'm bad. That's that. I don't typically complain about the setup too much because, for my previous setup too much, because it is comfy. Which definitely succeeded its goal to be like a comfy setup. Like it almost like, it feels like homemade. Definitely has that homemade feel. It's something that you could just relax every once in a while. And yeah, it definitely did its job, I'll say. That's something that I'm happy about. Plus, like, it's very iconic too. And yeah, I don't know. The thing with this setup, it feels more serious. Like actually, like whenever I watch my VODs now compared to my mirror setup VODs, like it feels like my mirror setup videos are a lot more light-hearted to ones now, where like even when the content's the same, it has that more serious undertone in it. So, yeah. In ways, I do miss my old setup too. Hence why I have like a memorial for my laptop right next to me. Because it had a lot of sentimental value, as well as the rest of like the community. Like, it kind of would be an insult if I just threw it away after how iconic it was. Like, hence, it's nearly, like, it's at 90k, I believe. It's nearly at 100k at the time that I'm speaking about this. And it's got 250k on YouTube from Twitch lols. Actually, it's 300 now. 200 initially, but now it's 300k. But yeah, we've gone a long way. We've come a long way since then. I really want to pass Utah at some point, because that was the first ever map that I really tried passing on stream, and I haven't passed it yet. I have gotten close. I kept failing on the ending, and I did that twice on stream back in the summer of 2020. So we're getting, I reckon we can get a decent score out of it. Seeing how consistent I've been on O2 recently, I hope I can get that. One goal that I really want to try get is Frozen by Undead Corporation. That song. That's in the works. I really want to try past that at some point. Long streams are a very big deficit though, especially when they're 122, not 122, 222 BPM, and that's rough because I could barely stream 222 normally. Although, like, I think Freedom Dive is a little bit hard because of the fact of the AR. It's like hard by default. But yeah, it's definitely a lot to swallow. Definitely a tough pill to swallow. Freedom Dive. There's a part of me that feels like I'm never gonna get a good score in Freedom Dive because of like how hard it actually is. Like, having the speed alone is hard enough. But getting used to the olden mapping compared to the modern day, I think I'm gonna struggle a lot. And it's AR9, which is not ideal. Definitely not ideal for fast streams. But yeah, Frozen I could do, I think. But like, big dream goal is because maybe all 3 parts at once. That'd be a good pass. But like I dream to get like an FC on that, because an FC on all 3 parts at once, the 1 hour mix, is 1k. I know it's gonna be unranked, but hopefully by the time I am good enough to actually try go for it, which might be never, who knows. Probably will be never. It'll be ranked because Skull V2 might be rankable by then. That's just something that I guess is wishful thinking, but because maybe the Oral Cigarettes compilation would be good to get. Oral Cigarettes especially, TOC for sure. But one of my favorite Japanese rock bands, or bands in general really. It's 55 minutes long, but I think with enough practice that can be done. It's 2 stars lower, so it'll be doable at some point. Yeah, you never know. Blaze though with his 75-minute run FC, that was probably one of the most cracked scores I've seen this year. That was beyond cracked. Apex Legends I'm gonna put on the side for now because I think I've definitely put too much food on my plate, and yeah, I kind of like took more than I can eat, or took more than I chew. However, but yeah, it's just crazy how far things can go. Hardcore Minecraft is another goal too. That being said, like, adapting to the new 1.16 set is kind of difficult, especially when I haven't played the latest version in ages. In fact, 2 years before I played it this month, I think. I played hardcore this month on 1.16. But 2-year gap on not playing the latest version is a very huge gap. Like, a lot has changed between 1.12 and 1.16. As well as the RAM requirement needed. Like, I literally couldn't run 1.16 on my old setup. So, yeah, that's kind of a testament to how far Minecraft has come as well. Even though most progress has been like very under the radar because it was kind of laying dormant for 2 years, and then it like had its renaissance, and people have like. It's great that people have like found new creative ways in using the game, and because like the renaissance was a lot bigger than its initial boom, I feel like I think there's a part of me that feels like Minecraft is gonna be here to stay this time round. Like, it's gonna be one of like the immortals, I think. But yeah, only time will tell though. Only time will tell, that's for sure. Time will tell whether I'm correct, or will this age like fine wine or like rotten milk. You just never know. Last song of part 2, by the way. We've not listened to part 3 just yet, but who knows? I could like jinx myself. But we'll keep on pushing. I'm determined to get this run because if not, next run will be very tight on time. Definitely will be very tight on time. Oh, that also means that if I pick this run, like, that mini appearance from someone will appear as well because I can't cut it. Oh well. Oh well. But yeah, 4200. 4200. Wait, dad. Okay. Cool. Okay, slightly scared. We beat our PB though. So there's something. We've at least done better than yesterday. Alright, part 3! Part 3. I like this transition. Faster than before. Yeah, speaking of which though, like, I think Apex I'm gonna have a little bit of struggle to get across because I haven't really played FPS games that much in ages. It's been years and last time I didn't even stick around for that long. You know when like classmates ask you to like just keep telling you like, oh, this new console is like the biggest thing, like you should get an Xbox or something like that, like you could play with us. Yeah, biggest mistake on hindsight, because I ended up buying an Xbox, got FIFA and Call of Duty, but it just never really stuck, and I haven't touched it really since. Maybe one day we might hop back into it, but like I'm gonna be honest, I played more Minecraft Pocket Edition than I did on my Xbox. If that doesn't signify how much of a mistake that was, I don't know what does. Yeah, I don't know. I probably shouldn't have shouted part 3 because now I'm like, I've got the adrenaline running now. Just kind of not good. Because everything starts to unravel. Speaking of unravel though, like Ina's unravel is very iconic, but also very iconic. Ina like reached 1 million yesterday, I think, and in standard fashion, she just goes for the wah million. How does it do? Like I guess that like breaks the trend, I guess. Now you just have to wait for Kiara. But she got while eating spicy, well, not really spicy ramen noodles. You can pretend it is, but no, it wasn't really that spicy. Yeah, I don't know. You just like something that you least expect. I think the Times Square event that happened during her birthday definitely helped her out quite a lot. Like it definitely gave her the extra push that she needed. Very wholesome too. Very, very wholesome. Definitely one of the more calmer people in her life. It's just always relaxing just to listen to like, you know, drawings. Because like she like gives like a soothing voice too. Like her voice is always very soothing. But I don't know, you just sorry, let me just take a breather. Okay, we're good. But that being said, though, every single of the Hololive goals are good. Almost gonna be that's gonna be the first generation to all hit 1 million. It's gonna be actually no, it might actually no, it's not gonna be a tight race between Ian and Gen 3. Like Kiara is very close to 1 million. I won't be surprised if she hits it by next week. I think Flair though is gonna be slightly later, although I think people are gonna try and make a push for that too. But I don't think it's gonna happen in time. It definitely won't happen in time, according to statistics. Yeah, like I feel like Flair from Gen 3 is very underrated. I think it's people only notice her now because of the outfit change, or like the 2D update. All right. 400 left. Yeah. This is where like in the Because Maybe Marathon things get very intense, because this is where like shit gets like real. Shit really gets real in this marathon. Like arguably these last 4 songs in the Because Maybe soundtrack are the hardest of the lot to just keep up with. Like they're brutal, especially if you attempt the 3.1 version, where Blue Dragon made a remake of that in 2019, a remake of Part 3. Like the patterns are brutal. The alternating patterns are hard enough, but then when you have to try single tap them instead is just brutal, because everything's no longer can you alternate them because they're all like spaced out like proper jumps and not mini streams. Like it's just not gonna be doable. Yeah. It's just not gonna be doable at that point. It just can't be done. As I said, like one person has FC'd Part 3, and that's Vaxe, but no one has FC'd all 3 parts at once. Aki did FC them individually, but the problem is that the Part 3 that he FC'd is the old one, and not the new 3.1 version. So it's definitely still up in the air, if it's even doable. And to my information, Vaxe hasn't done Part 1 and Part 2. TNTeon has done Part 1 and 2. She has like a choke with 6 misses near the end. Like all her misses were at the end. They were group misses, not individual ones. But Zuti 3.1 with Hidden makes it difficult, like undeniably so. Like Hidden is 100 times more difficult than just no mod by itself. Some people like have that like argument that Hidden doesn't read too much, but you can't really argue with it with Because Maybe, because reading a lot of patterns back to back is just something that isn't really that viable, to be quite frank. It's not that viable. It's chaos. Like here it becomes very chaos. Like that is like chaos, because it's just you just don't know where you're gonna miss from there. And because because Maybe is such a loads of variety, especially in the times that the extracts come from, 20 years apart between the oldest and youngest meme. So definitely nothing to scoff at. Definitely nothing to scoff at. That's not it. Okay, I think we've passed world record. I know some of the signs are wrong, but I think we've passed world record. We can check by the coordinates, but I'm gonna try last the whole entire Because we have gone this far. This is the 3rd to last song. Tubular, as I said, is coming up, and that is brutal. Tubular is fucking brutal. God, just prepare to wind up your body, girl, I guess. Yeah. Like here, I think I was just a little bit less self-aware for it. Da 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 da. Ba ba da da da. Ba Okay, that didn't really help my nerves that much. Holy shit. God. Ever since part 3 started, my hands have been quaking. My hands have been freaking quaking ever since part 3 started. Yeah, we're definitely past world record now. But we're not yet. Here's Tubular! Tubular part 1. I like forgot the pain of my thumb. Like everything, like whatever pain I've been having on my thumb has been transferred to like quakes and shakes on my right hand. Just so unusual. Fun fact though, Pumpkin actually did the maths wrong, so he thought he had 6,000, but TNTeon corrected him later, saying that like you're supposed to divide by 3 instead of 2. Main reason why you divide by 3. Okay, here goes part 2 Tubular. Nido Pony. No shit! Okay, got it though. It's still world record. Holy shit. Still world record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? Let's go! Let's go! 560. Wait, let me check coordinates. Let me just double check the maths on that. After -10 because the x coordinate was at 10ish. But holy shit! Holy shit, we actually got it. There is when Tubular ends. I'll let you listen to the last song because you guys deserve to listen to it. This is The End of the World by Renard. Holy cow. But yeah, you guys can listen to the last song while I figure out what the hell I've just done. What the hell did I just do? But yeah, I failed here. 3, 4, 5. It was on a stone block, so it would be this. Actually no, it's this stone block, so add 4. So 690 divided by 3. Okay. And wait, hold on, I'm not aligned properly. There you go. Yeah, it's official. 5,564. 5,564, new record. Holy shit. Nice. Oh my god. Hold on. Hey Nay. Hey Botch, how's it going, man? How's it going, guys? God, okay, let me update the title before I forget. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. We didn't do the whole of because maybe, but we got world record at least. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god, man. Okay, that's a VOD. That's a VOD. I'm gonna do one more just because why not? But I'll try get a more notable lead. I'll try get a more notable lead about it. Holy cow. I wanna get 6k though. Because maybe FC on Minecraft jumping is possible. And here we are, the song was literally just ending as well. Holy shit though. 7:27 when you see it. By the way, this is the 1 hour edit. This is not the 57-minute edit. Holy cow though. Bruh. Holy shit. That's a highlight though. That's a highlight.